I'm Kurt Schemers. Every day, fortunes are gained and lost in the financial markets. News, trends, and even geopolitical events shape your financial landscape. Join me and my expert guests right now on Traders Nation. Welcome. You are tuned into Traders Nation. Thanks for making us a part of your day. Don and I have got a jam-packed show, man. Eddie Ghabour is with us here today. He's co-owner of Key Advisors Group. He's been with us a million times. We love having Eddie on. Plus, he's got a brand new book out, The Common Sense Bull, The Keys to a Good Life Before and During Retirement. He's going to be with us today. We're going to be talking about how Americans can save for retirement, but sometimes they find it difficult to do that. Plus, Don and I have got payment processors on our list. We got towers on our list. Man, you should see the charts on these. That's like going to the banks. We got gas and more. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Traders Nation, if you promise not to tune out, we promise not to talk about you while you're gone. Traders Nation. Traders Nation. Get Pro Online DVD Trader today. Whether you're an experienced trader or just beginning, you'll improve your skills dramatically. Click on the Knowledge Center button to order your copy today. Traders Nation, delivering what you want when you want it. Traders Nation. Traders Nation. Live.
It's on the whole time.
Bringing traders coverage of the markets, solid trading strategies, potential hot stock movers, world-class guests, informative callers, and unsurpassed market chatter for traders to take all the way to the bank.
You guys got some great stuff coming out. I mean, the great station.
Stay on top.
This is always changing. It's always fresh. Something new.
Stay tuned in. Traders Nation.
There's always something to look forward to.
Clearly, you can hear the difference. Traders Nation. It's the Traders Nation Network.
Buggers.
Hi, I'm Steve Forbes. You're watching Traders Nation.
Yes, Steve-O, you can catch that interview with Steve Forbes over at TradersNation.com, our YouTube channel. Check it out there. Plus thousands of other interviews over, 19 years. You name it, we got it over there. Hey, Don, payment processors. So, folks, listen, we talk about payment processors, we talk about towers, we talk about all these the stocks that are in the green. We got other sectors we look at, but certainly payment processors and towers that are performing so well, Don. We can't help but to bring them back so you can look at the charts and you're following along as these continue to climb north, Don. Square certainly is one of them. Payment processors, SQ is the ticker symbol, Don, currently trading at $77.20. 3.2 million shares exchanging hands here today on this one. This is a nice green bullish engulfing candle here today. This thing's like beauty, right? Trading above its 50-day moving average, Don, right at its 21 moving day average. Resistance is still going to be that $79.40. Hey, Don, your thoughts on payment processors?
Well, on the payment processor sector, we have a major acquisition, and that's FIS, Financial Information Services, acquiring a company called Wordplay. Now, a lot of people may not have heard of Wordplay, but if you click on Amazon, one buy, that's Wordplay software that's handling that, and they re-upped a deal with Amazon. But having said that, Square is rocking today. It's up a couple of bucks. Now, this stock got beat up several months ago, but it's back in play here. And the stock is moving up handsomely today.
Sure.
Square, they got a lot going on. They got Square online retail. They've got Square for their online stores, the retail stores, and they're doing an awful lot. So Square is one of these up and coming. And as I said in our previous segments, I wouldn't be surprised if somebody tried to acquire Square.
Right. Well, and that's kind of the thing is that you want to be able to come out and perform well in the market, maybe be new, maybe have that technology nobody else has, and that surely makes you that acquisition target. Yeah. And why not? A lot of people benefit. The fact that it's like a watershed of a win for everybody that's involved in these startups, and Square certainly is newer to the game, and it's that tech payment type of company that's out there in the markets. Square SQ is the ticker symbol for that one, Don. Certainly doing very, very well here today. PayPal, another one of them, newer, okay? A little bit older than Square, but not as old as Visa and MasterCard. Nonetheless, PayPal currently trading at $103.60 here today. 1.2 million shares exchanging hands on this bad boy, Don, up $4 since we spoke about it last. Listen, if you've been paying attention, you see how making money on Traders Nation with these payment processors is panning out for you. This is if you look at the chart on this, let's bring the chart up for them so they can see this. Look at that chart, man. It's gorgeous. Handsome stair-step climb, classic pattern, and this is the kind of chart that builds confidence in traders in stocks like PayPal, Don.
Well, PayPal is another one approaching 52-week high. They all are. If you take a look at PayPal, we're going to talk about MasterCard and Visa. They're all pushing up against 52-week highs.
Yeah.
And as far as PayPal is concerned, it's the old spin-off of eBay, and they're one of the leaders in the trade.
Sure.
So PayPal is one to be reckoned with in the sector, and this is another one that it could be a potential acquisition for some of these larger companies look at what they can do in the sector. And then we're going to come to Stone, S30E, Stone.
S30E. Yeah, go ahead, Don.
Well, the stock's up $4 today. They knocked the cover off the ball with their earnings the other day. And this is a Brazilian company.
Yeah.
That's one of two that we follow out of Brazil, the other one being PAGS, P-A-G-S. That's up $0.50 today. But Stone is a younger company in the trade, and this one is trading in here $42, and another one that's going to be pushing up very shortly to its 52-week high.
Yeah. So the thing is here, folks, is that some people get nervous like cats, right? They get nervous when they see, well, it says 52-week high. I don't want to buy as high. But these stocks, like these payment processes we're talking about in our towers, they continue to make additional 52-week highs. They're making higher highs. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, nobody likes to buy at the top, but who says we're at the top just because we're making a new 52-week high on a particular stock issue? Doesn't necessarily mean it's the top. It just means that, hey, we're making additional 52-week highs on this. In fact, you go into any one of these stocks on our list, Don, and you can go back in a year's time, and it'll tell you how many 52-week highs that particular stock issue made during that 365 days. And you're going to see multiple 352-week highs being made on every one of our stocks here, Don. Yeah.
Just going to jump in and say that this, from a fundamental aspect, this is a sector that you have to keep your eye on because these payer companies are growing worldwide. It's around the world business.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, there's literally no there's no geographical areas of barrier. I mean, there really isn't. Okay. If a payment's going to be made, it's going to be electronically, all right, more and more. Okay, cash is out, data cash is in, and this is how it's going to be done. So there's no barrier of use, and these companies are profiting very well from that, and they're going to continue to. This is going to be a huge growth area. Okay, data centers.
It sure is.
Yeah, data centers is another one, not on our list today, but that's another growth area. These are the areas. Visa, let's talk about Visa. Currently trading at 155.21, Don. 1.2 million shares exchanging hands on Visa today. Up $2 since we spoke about last. Last time we talked about it, it went parabolic. Okay, there's a little bit of profit taking on Visa here in the last 3 days. It's okay, man. Nice little green candle forming here today. Last 3 trading sessions, a little bit red, slightly rolled over. Sellers, hopefully we get these sellers out of the way. All right, and then it can make its way back up north if that's where it's going to go. If some buying continues to come into Visa, we'll see. Visa, V is the ticker symbol for that, Don.
Well, this is another one. Visa and MasterCard, while they are old-line companies, they're certainly staying up with the technology. It might take them a little longer, but they'll get there. But
sure,
on both of these stocks, Visa and MasterCard, just look at the charts, look at the fundamentals on these companies. And these are two that are right up here at the 52-week highs.
Yeah, they totally are. And again, V is in Victor, V is in Visa. It's the ticker symbol. Certainly should be on your watch list here today. MasterCard's our next stock, Don, $232.49. Nice big green engulfing candle here today. Hey, this is a dividend coming up here on MasterCard, 33 cents. That's going to be approaching here on April 8th. Coming up, so a little bit of ways out. That's okay. Just a heads up now, let you know that we got dividend coming up on MasterCard. MA is a ticker symbol, Don.
Yep, MA. Well, what can I say? The fundamentals are all in place here.
Yeah.
In this payment processing business. And by the way, just to give you an example of how huge this deal is, I spoke previously about FIS and Wordplay merging. Wordplay will be going after Amazon's customer base, which represents 100 million customers. So that puts it into perspective vis-a-vis the growth potential for a lot of these companies. And, of course, Wordplay is being acquired by FIS.
Yeah, that's such a huge deal, isn't it, that Wordplay?
Yeah.
So, Don, real quickly, as we get into towers, so Wordplay is what? So when you go over to Amazon as a customer to pay, and was it Quick Pay or something like that? Wordplay's there. Words in place. Yeah. Wordplay's in place. Yeah. Okay, there you have it. Coming up next, we've got towers. AMT, American Tower, currently trading at $193.14 on our stock list here today, up $4 since we spoke about it last. Look at this handsome chart, Don. The stock continues to impress us as it marches north in that classic stair-step pattern. Once again, dividend coming up on 410 of 90 cents. Nice deal there, Don. AMT.
American Tower, this one now trading in here at almost $194. 52-week high on this is $94.50, let's say, so it's $1 away. But this business now is a little bit smaller vis-a-vis how many players are in this business.
Yeah.
And the barrier of entry is tough.
It totally is. AMT, keep it on your watch list. Coming up next, we've got Eddie Ghabour. He's going to be with us. The Common Sense Bull, the keys to the good life before and during retirement. He's up next. You're not going to want to miss that. And then on the other side, we'll get back to towers. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Traders Nation salutes America. Stay strong, stay proud, and stay in the green with us. Traders Nation live, bold, and packed for profit every weekday morning.
Traders Nation live, bold, and packed for profit. Sign up today for our weekly HTML newsletter and check out the Traders Nation store for products to enhance your stock trading day. Traders Nation, what you want, when you want it. Traders Nation.
Hey, Jeff Carlisi here from 38 Special, and we're rocking it up right here with Traders Nation.
Welcome back. You are tuned in to Traders Nation. My pleasure to have with us back once again Eddie Ghabour, co-owner of Key Advisors Group, plus book author of a brand new book. Look at this. Check this out. The Common Sense Bull, the keys to the good life before and during retirement. Eddie, welcome to Traders Nation. How are you today?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much for having me.
Sure. Always a pleasure, Eddie. Always a pleasure. So, Eddie, Americans, they know they need to save for retirement, but they find it difficult to do so. Why is that?
One of the biggest things when we do research on this and the psychology behind investing and why people know they should be doing certain things and they don't, I think it can come down to a couple of things. Number one is debt management. In today's society of keeping up with the Joneses, and I call it the Amazon effect, where anything you want to buy, you just click of a button, it's on your doorstep the next day, that we find that the younger generation today does not spend any time on building a plan. And in the book, I kind of go through the fundamental steps that someone early on should really focus on in regards to spending time on themselves versus so much time on other things. It's just amazing when I hear that people don't spend time putting together a strategy for them to be financially independent like my clients are.
Right. That instantly came to mind back right before the housing crash and the economy crash of the Great Recession way back when. It comes to mind that people were using their houses as ATM machines, man. Like they were just tapping into their house to spend. And so it's not necessarily that they don't know how to save, it's that they know too well how to spend money they really don't have sometimes. Eddie, your thoughts?
You're exactly right. I think the biggest key to success financially is debt management, and too many people don't. And what we're seeing now, because we've seen a boom in the markets over the last 10 years, you're starting to see a lot of bad habits happening again. After the financial crisis, when people really got hurt financially, you had a certain group of them that started to tighten the belt a little bit and become more focused because things were hard.
Sure.
And now that things have seemed to have loosened up economically, I'm seeing the same bad habits repeat itself. And that's why why I think having a coach or someone that you can trust to hold you accountable, to keep you on track so you don't make irresponsible decisions financially is huge.
Yeah. When we came up to the Great Recession, we pounded the table here on Traders Nation for like a solid year, man. You need to get your financial house in order. And we pounded the table on that because, financial wealth is not only not having a lot of money in the bank. I mean, you can certainly have a lot of money in the bank. You find financial wealth there. But being debt-free or virtually debt-free, that's financial health too, isn't it?
100%. And, I have the luxury of working with really successful individuals that most of my clients are retired and are financially independent, but they don't have $10 million saved. What they do have is no debt. So when you don't have any debt, you don't need a tremendous amount of income coming in each month to live a really comfortable, happy, stress-free retirement.
Right.
There's a lot of misinformation. They need to have these piles and piles of money to reach financial success, and that's not accurate.
Right. And being virtually debt-free or debt-free, man, that equates to long-term stability. I mean, it really does. When you don't have somebody reaching in your pocket, you got long-term prospects there. So let's talk about, Americans say that they don't have enough to save for their future, and well, maybe some of them do, and some of them probably don't, but certainly, what are some of the ways that they can save, for instance, like found money, bonuses, when it comes to retirement plans? If they're working for a company, there's a bonus. It's like found money, right, Eddie? I mean, certainly, shouldn't they be putting that money away? It's not a part of income that they balance for every single paycheck, is it? It's found money.
Absolutely, and the problem is when there's found money, it's kind of like easy come, easy go. I don't want to say that it was easy to earn it, but once you get that found money, they don't save it. Right. And it's kind of like the individual that banks on a big tax return to spend that.
Yeah.
I'd rather you take that extra money each pay period and just automatically invest it, because I have found that is the best way to force someone to save and pay themselves first is just automatically have deducted from their paycheck, because it's out of sight, out of mind.
Yeah, totally. Almost 8 in 10 Americans, and I'm going to put a stat out there, are putting away $250 in savings. They say that it was more rewarding to put that away than losing 5 pounds, but can't we do both?
I don't know why we can't have balance.
Right? Can't we do both? I mean, I would love to put $250 away and drop 5 pounds. Why not?
I know. And, here's the thing, too, and I think those people, when they change their mindset and start focusing on saving, it's actually very gratifying, and it becomes an addiction. So once you get started, that's the hardest part, is to actually get started. Because once you start to see that money pile up and you start to see what the future could potentially look like, it becomes addiction, and you want to be able to do more and more and more.
Yeah. Now, shouldn't we take like a certain amount of money? Let's say I look at my finances, I see what's coming in, I see what's going out, and then I say to myself, okay, I got an extra $100, I got an extra $500. Wouldn't I say to myself, you know what, I'm going to start saving, and maybe I'll put $100 away, and then if I don't feel any pain, I'll bump it up to $150 or whatever the amount may be, right? Is that a good way to go about doing that, to get started in that?
It is, and the other thing too, to your point, which I agree with, is each year many times people are getting pay raises.
Yeah.
And so I always encourage people to, you need to enjoy it as well too, but bump your savings up each year when you get a pay raise. Bump it up a little bit. Keep some for yourself for some extra income.
Sure.
But put more away, so that way your savings is keeping up with inflation.
Yeah, that's right, in tandem with any bonuses that you may receive from your employer, certainly, right? So you got those
exactly
pay raises.
Right.
Yeah, because we budget ourselves for that fiscal year. So we know what has to go out, so we get a pay raise. It totally makes sense to me. Take a percentage into savings, take a percentage to yourself so you feel good about it, because we need to have that. It's a great idea. What are the key ways of saving for retirement? And is it ever too late to start saving for retirement?
Obviously, if you're 80 years old, the answer is yes. But with life expectancy today, even someone who is, 45, 50 years old, they're expected to live another 30 to 40 years.
Yeah.
So it is not too late, depending on what stage you are in life.
Sure.
And I think that's sometimes what intimidates people, too, is they're like, oh, I'm 45 years old, or I'm 50, and I'm not quite where I need to be, so they just kind of throw the towel in as if there's no hope.
Yeah.
And again, my goal with this book is the financial successes that I have been able to see our clients have, is I'm sharing that in a way that's easy to read and understand, so that way it's not too intimidating for someone, whether they're in retirement on how to generate income from their strategy, or whether they're not quite where they want to be yet with some things they can do to try to get them to financial independence.
Yeah, so we're almost out of time. Is there something that we didn't discuss here today that people should know about that's in your book?
So risk management, especially this late cycle in the market. Okay, we are on a very long bull market run. I have been a bull, thankfully, for the last several years. But most people don't realize the risk they're taking in a portfolio. There's probably a lot of people out there that are listening right now that own bond mutual funds. I got a section in my book as to why maybe owning individual bonds would add an extra layer of protection versus just mutual funds.
I see. All right, so where can we get a copy of the Common Sense Bull? The keys to the good life before and during retirement, Eddie.
You can go and get it on Amazon or Barnes & Noble, and you can also visit my website at thecommonsensbull.com. And you can also follow me on Twitter. My Twitter handle is Common Sense Bull.
All right, awesome. Do you have any website tools over at your website that people can check out, information that they can get for free that they can use, read, and use?
Absolutely. And that website, to get a lot of that educational information, is KeyAdvisorsGroupLLC.com.
KeyAdvisorsGroupLLC.com. All right, so folks, listen, head out today, get a copy of the Common Sense Bull, the keys to the good life before and during retirement. Eddie, as always, we do appreciate your time right here on Traders Nation. Have yourself a good day.
You too. Thank you so much.
You're more than welcome. Okay, on the other side, we're going to come back to towers. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
CI and SBAC.
Yeah, there you go. All right. All right, good info, Don. Hey, let's talk about, we got towers back on our list here today. We talked about AMT, certainly CCI, Crown Castle International, trading at $126.25 here today. Stocks doing some sideways action, did it for about a week. It's digested those gains. It seems to be poised to move again here today. Don, your thoughts?
Well, on the towers, you got to keep an eye on the three giants. You got AMT, CCI, and SBAC. These are the leaders. It's a tough barrier of entry. 5G is coming, and all these stocks, all three of these stocks, are approaching 52-week highs. The fundamental in the business is here.
Yeah.
This is not a tech business.
No.
Where somebody else can open up down the street next week.
Oh yeah, totally.
Of course, this 5G is going to be huge in this business.
Yeah, this is one thing I like about the towers is that the barrier of entry is like stiff. I mean, stiff, literally stiff. Folks, I mean, these are companies that have been here for a while. They own the land that their towers sit on. Think about it as like a railroad company. Where do you think somebody's going to be able to start a new railroad company, buy all the land, and lay that track down? Think about it. It's not going to happen, right? Same thing with towers here. CCI 126, SBAC loving it. Classic stair step climb on this one too. Beautiful charts on these, Don. These are the type of charts that I would marry, Don. Okay, that's correct. Don, do you own anything we talked about today?
No,
I don't either. These aren't buy or sell recommendations. Certainly catch Don at all of the social medias. All right, everybody have a great day. We'll see you on the next edition.